Yo guys, and welcome back to another video. So today dropped Doomsday's trailer, and oh my god, what a trailer that was. So amazing to see. And of course we're going to talk about it in detail, baby. So let's start off with the beginning of the trailer. We hear RDJ's Doom, and my god, that accent, spot on. I genuinely for a moment I was like, who is this? And I was like, oh, it's Doom. And yeah, and from all the dialogues you can feel like something massive is happening. And as we know, the incursions are happening. Obviously the opening one, we see, what's his name, Charles Xavier and Magneto just sitting down there, and I think that's the world is just collapsing and it's just going down. And then we hear Thor speaking about how he's gone through so many battles, so many stuff, and we need to get reunited. And this time, the stakes might be higher. We have to go for it. And my God, I have to say, Chris Hemsworth as Thor is one of the best, I think, castings. And the way my man shows himself is so, and in this one you can see the aura Thor is carrying, even though the last what Titi Taika Waititi did with him in Love and Thunder shows how awful that was. And when you use him in the right way, what you can do and what impactful he had on the trailer, because he was literally speaking, so he, and you were hearing him and you understand the goosebumps you get when he is talking is crazy. And then between that you can see there was some sequences of Gambit Shang-Chi's fight, which looked quite cool. Obviously Mystique changing into first Pug, most likely. I think most likely what's gonna happen, all of them are gonna fight first, and then I think they're gonna join together forces to, of course, fight the biggest battle, which is most likely gonna be Doom, or maybe the X-Men are with Doom. Who, I don't know what it will be, but yeah. And we also saw the Fantastic Four as well. Obviously, they were joining hands with the Black Panther and all of that, and they're with them. And there was a whole sequence where I think Thor is there as well, and there's quite a lot of other characters and who he's talking to, and he just wants everyone to get together. And there was a scene that absolutely looks so badass, is where, my god, what's his name, Thor, with all the bloody power, like all the lightning, goes in, and Doom is just standing there, and oh my, that scene was so, like, he just hits him and nothing happens to Doom. Doom does not get affected at all, and he's just full on going on. And that scene was so epic. And you can see last time, I think, was it, what was it, Avengers Infinity War, they made Thor so amazing and such a, like, like, we still remember that sequence where he comes dashing in and gets that into Thanos's chest. And oh my god, that sequence. And again, it looks like they're gonna make Thor so grand again. And then the end sequence with Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, where at first he's like, is this for real? And then when he grabs the hammer and he's like, oh my god. And that's all our feelings. And yeah, and you can see Chris Evans just in normal costumes. He's not wearing his Captain America suit, because, of course, the Captain America is Sam Wilson, which we see in the trailer as well. So he is gonna play Captain America. I think here Chris Evans is gonna play Steve Rogers, not Captain America. Obviously, he is Captain America, and most likely, I think he'll maybe get a suit or shield by the end. But at the start, you can see this is Steve Rogers this time, who has come to help out because something is happening massive in the whole universe. Most likely, the whole universe is collapsing. Everything is collapsing. The incursions are happening. You can say things have gone awfully wrong, and they have another massive threat in Doom, who we all know, who read the comic books, that he is going to try to make his own battle world, which 110% we know by the end of this movie, the Avengers are going to lose. It's going to follow, I think, a very similar pattern to how Infinity War followed, where they're going to try to beat him, they're going to try to overcome, but they can't do it. And at the end, we're going to have the battle world. And my only question is, who's going to be in whose side? What is going to go? We haven't seen. I don't know if Doctor Strange is in the movie. Apparently, he was rumored. Obviously, also Spider Man is rumored to be. Which one? We don't know. Maybe apparently there's a Toby Maguire's one in this one. Obviously, in Secret Invasion, I think there's going to be a lot more players. Obviously, in this one, we already have so many characters, and in Secret Wars, we will have even more characters because, yeah, I think the aim is to end the whole thing that they created, and maybe start a soft reboot basically for then that would go with the X-Men. But overall, with Doomsday, with the trailer, it's looking like this is going to be absolute feast. And some of the battles, the X-Men and the Avengers, like that Shang-Chi Gambit battle will be generally fun to watch, and even Mystique's one, it will be fun to see. And it will be nice to see these players, especially the X-Men. I think they are most likely. Maybe they might be just for this movie Doomsday, or they might be in the Secret Wars. But as much time you have, I will say enjoy it, because it does feel like it could be the last time, or we might see them again. Who knows? But we should enjoy this. This is going to be absolute spectacle and an absolute event that is going to fall down in the theaters on December the 18th, and I cannot wait for it. And the trailer has hyped me up so much, and it does make me feel like which direction, what's gonna happen, and things like that. And of course, I was expecting this to drop end of this week with Comic Con, but this shows that if they drop this right now, that means they must have bigger stuff lined up in the Comic Con Marvel panel, because I don't think it's just gonna be this trailer. If it was just this trailer, I think they would have just waited and dropped it then. If they dropped it in the beginning of the week, 110% they have a lot more stuff to show in Friday. I'm talking about other things. It could be something about X-Men movie they're making. There could be about other movies that might be coming in between. Secret Wars Part 2, which was rumored that it was going to be in two parts. So there could be a lot of stuff that we are hearing rumors that could become true, and a lot of other stuff that could be revealed in the Comic Con. So funner times ahead. The trailer was an absolute blast. Do let me know, how did you find the Doomsday trailer? Until then, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!